This is how China saw that masculinity is in danger after it discovered indicators of a loss of masculinity among a wide segment of Chinese youth, who began to imitate celebrities in their fashion and used cosmetics and makeup more than women. They became soft, feminine, and too sensitive, as Chinese officials noted. That, the Chinese Ministry of Education announced its plan to develop manhood and include it in the first school curricula. Chinese Chancellor Xi Zifu justifies the Chinese government's approach to developing masculinity by saying, "Housewives and teachers have corrupted Chinese boys in schools." He added, "Boys will soon become sensitive, shy, and perhaps gay, unless serious and rapid measures are taken to address this serious social issue." He even stressed that, for China, this matter represents national security and warned that the feminization of Chinese boys threatens China's future survival and development. Some may see this topic as striking and strange because it is one of the topics that is not in harmony with the image of common sense. Rather, they wonder, and the discussion here is not about deviation and abnormality. How can masculinity be ashamed and weakened? How can a man carry the body of a man and not carry his characteristics, character, and morals? However, in light of the corruption of moral values, manhood has been afflicted with many things that have weakened its solidity, weakened its vigor, and made it lose its characteristics. This is not surprising, as modern life, with its luxury and prosperity, as well as the pursuit of comfort through means that do not involve fatigue or stress, has killed manhood. Masculinity is the firmness of resolve, the self-effacement, and the intensity of toil in order to achieve lofty hopes and lofty demands. Masculinity is in danger not only in China, indeed in the entire world, and not from today, but rather it has been something that has been observed for more than a century. The Islamic thinker Abd al-Rahman al-Kawakibi wrote a phrase nearly 120 years ago in which he says, "Why is it that time is so belittling us with men who alert people, remove confusion, think firmly, and work with determination? They will not stop until they achieve what they aim for." Masculinity is in danger when you see a man's inclinations apparent, and his imitation of women evident, in his clothing, his gait, and the way he speaks. Rather, what is worse is his resentment of the hardship of work, his aversion to toil and pouring out of sweat, his aversion to patience in generous deeds, and his evasion of facing responsibilities at all times and now, before crises and tribulations. Masculinity is in danger when you see young men imitating others in their vulgar clothing, in their adornment with earrings and bracelets, in the slackness of their pants around their waists, in their apparent suppleness, their fresh softness, their apparent tenderness, and their noticeable brokenness. Masculinity is in danger, as it is not physical strength nor muscular structure, but rather a clear mind, a generous soul, and great qualities. The pre-Islamic poet Bishr al-Fazari says, "There is no good in good aljsum and length, if the beauty of bodies is not balanced by minds. And we saw a creature from long branches. She will die if she is not revived by assets." In the West, the qualities of manhood have been lost through fluidity. This was witnessed by the French Dr. Anthony Clare in his book Masculinity in Danger, in which he noted in his book that contemporary life in developed countries has made men lose their physical, psychological, and moral characteristics. He adds, "The simple man in the forest or the desert, he is more manly than the kings of finance and industry, the merchants, and the employees sitting behind their desks." French psychiatrist Stéphane Clergier, an expert in the field of childhood and adolescence, has a book entitled, "Our Male Children Are in Danger," based on the idea that the progress that has occurred in the West in terms of gender equality during the last 2 decades has led to the fragility of male identity among boys in school. The French doctor asserts that males in Western societies today suffer more than girls in building their personality psychologically and intellectually. French writer Lietida Renard, too, asks in her book, "Are men obsolete?" She quips, "I think we ask the impossible of men. We ask them to be both strong and weak, tough and understanding, tough on the outside and gentle and romantic at home." It seems that the French have a greater sense of chivalry than other Europeans. The French philosopher, François O'Shea, comments and wonders, recently, the world has naturally focused on empowering women at all levels. But how is this empowerment achieved so that this female revolution does not affect the opposite sex? We return to China's initiative to develop masculinity, which includes males from kindergarten to secondary school, to find that it includes several elements, including increased employment of men as classroom teachers as well as gym coaches, encouraging students to practice rough muscle group sports, stay away from electronic games, support research on issues such as the extent to which the phenomenon of gay internet celebrities affects adolescents' values. The bottom line is that the matter of strengthening masculinity must be taken into account by the state, society, and the family in particular, as there are many men who are flattering, arrogant, losers of norms, corrupt values, fluid, soft, and broken. It is the duty of education to build strong men, possessed of chivalry, dignity, pride, and elevation. Men who have prestige in their actions and words. Men who know forbearance, firmness, and determination. Men who hate defeatism and pessimism, and hate inaction, retirement, and inability. That is why I say, it is time for the state to focus on developing and strengthening the values of integrated manhood with its good qualities and great attributes. The nation is with its mature men who are its safety valve and the builders of its edifices.